Yes, we finally got a Ford Capri on Hubnut. It's been a long time coming, but the perfect candidate has arrived. In this video, sponsored by Bidding Classics. Check the description for details, where hopefully you will be able to find this car for sale, depending on when you look. This is a 1985 Ford Capri 2.8i injection. It really is the one to have. You've got to go V6. And for my money, the Mark III is the Capri I want. I know it was getting a bit old hat by the mid 1980s. If you know, this is a car that came out in 1969 effectively, but these later ones, I just love the looks with all the black trim, the quad headlamps. You've got the Cologne V6 engine from Germany, fuel injection. They're an absolute riot of a car, and I think they look absolutely superb. That was Ford's masterstroke. This was the European Mustang. Take the mechanicals of a boring Cortina, make them sexy, and by heck did they. But the Mark II and the mildly reworked Mark III were also practical, because you've got a nice big hatchback here. You couldn't get a Cortina with a hatchback. So practicality there, the seats fold down for even more load space. Although I will say, once you factor in the fact there's a full-size spare wheel under this floor, the boot isn't quite as deep as you might expect. So here is the Cologne V6 engine, a few more silicon hoses than it would have had from the factory. Fuel injection all sat here on the top. There's the throttle body, and 2.8 litres and an amount of horsepower I will put just there. And really it's all about the torque delivery as well, though. It just pulls so well at lower revs and feels really nice as it does so. But yeah, very tidy in this engine bay. Not overly tidy, it's not concourse condition, it's just, you know, nice. I like that. Moving inside, it still very much fires up the boy racer dreams. Got these gorgeous Recaro seats with plenty of bolstering going on. The snickety gear lever is right there. I don't know if it's got a quick shift on it. It's particularly direct, but the switch gear looks very dated, very 1970s, but that doesn't really matter. Look at the lovely stereo cassette player as well. The stalks straight out of a Cortina. But we got gauges aplenty, battery condition, oil pressure. We got petrol temperature over here, face vent for fresh air to the face. We've got remote controlled mirrors adjustments, and still manual windows rather. But we have got a winding sunshine roof, which I'm not going to dare touch. And this one's done 79,000 miles according to the clock. I suspect that is first time round. This gorgeous little three spoke steering wheel is rather thrust at you, and it's a bit tight in the footwell because of the gearbox being kind of there. But yeah, really nice. We've got a little glove box over here as well. Quite a deep glove box. It seems to go halfway into the engine bay, so that's quite spacious. So here we are, ready to go down the road, feeling quite excited. Light stalk there, we got a wiper stalk here, indicators left with a horn. Interesting, it sounds like it's off an old bus or something. But that's what we're talking about. Nice beefy engine. But we'll just give the wipers a good test, because this is Hubnut, that's what we do. Oh no, bit of a triangle of doom, not much overlap at all. But that's exactly how they were from the factory, really. But I think this one has a sports exhaust on it, and I do like the sound of it very much. It's a nice noise, and it only gets better as you go down the road. Oh. Oh yeah, those are proper meaty car noises. Puts me in mind of Austin Healey 3000, Triumph TRs. Like I say, I think this one has a sports exhaust on it. I don't remember them sounding quite so vocal from the factory, but it sounds lovely, and it just pulls really nicely. These are not fast cars at all. I think that MG Maestro I drove the other week was probably a little bit quicker. But it's not about the acceleration spectacle, it's about the noise, the drama, and so much torque, so low down the rev range. So this car has been repainted by Carrozzery Restorations, sister company of Bidding Classics, and they've done a few other little things as well, but they haven't done too much. I don't think they've lost the character of the car at all. It still feels like a 79,000 mile car. Brakes are a little bit more Cortina than is desirable, I'm going to say. Oh. Bit of a rattle coming from that gear lever, but oh my gosh, you can see what all the fuss is about. I mean, this is as simple as cars get. It's still got leaf spring and solid axle at the back. It is not refined in the slightest, but it just shows you don't need exotic to have fun. The Capri was never an exotic car. It was a sports car for every man. And I know it would be more Hubnut probably to drive a 1.3L, but that really is all mouth and no trousers. This has the grrr factor that makes the Capri so joyous. Yeah, you feel like you can imagine yourself driving a Zaxby Capri around the Nürburgring with the sort of noises this thing makes. And even driving slowly around a 30 mile an hour limit, it just feels special, even though the raw ingredients are not even slightly special. They just took a big engine out of a Granada, and shoved it in their Capri, which is Cortina based, and this is the winning combination. Just as the Mustang was in America, the Capri went on to be hugely successful. Well, I should add, not long after this one was built, sales stopped everywhere but the UK. The Brits were the only people who were buying these. Just still loved that lusty V6 noise, until production finally ended in 1986, with the last sold in 1987. Oh yes! I think some people get snobby about Capris because of those humble origins, but it's proof that even with fairly dull ingredients, you can make one heck of a cake. And I want to eat all of it. In terms of handling, certainly, if you start chucking a Capri around, it can bite you quite severely because it is so simple. There's nothing advanced at all, no driver aids. So you do have to respect that back end. I think this one does have a limited slip diff. But a limited slip diff, if anything, makes it more likely the back end will break around under provocation. So especially on a day-to-day, it's quite icy in places. I'm having to be a bit careful, but it doesn't really matter. The acceleration, even though it's not rapid, is just lovely. Oh. And they were in production for so long too. I think it was 1974 the Mark II came out. The Mark II was an evolution, but the Mark II to Mark III was even less of an evolution. That was very much a facelift. I think I'm having a lot of more fun down here than the driver of that Yaris in front of me. Even though we're stuck behind the van, it doesn't matter. It sounds joyous. It feels like a spectacle, this huge bonnet, a massive bonnet bulge. Oh, it's just the thing for bombing around roads like this. The steering is actually lovely. It's power assisted, but really direct and really nicely weighted. It's not overly assisted. I just drove a Jaguar XJS, which had no feel at all through the wheel. This, you can kind of feel what's going on, and that's lovely. Completely unnecessary downshift. Oh yes! Oh, just the joy. Oh wow, I could quite happily keep driving that around all day, I think. Simple solution, but just works so well. The legend that is the Ford Capri, loved for all the right reasons. I'm here to tell you what Bidding Classics is all about. In short, this is an auction website where you can either auction your car from home or bring it here for their concierge service, which adds a few more bells and whistles and hopefully a bit more security around the world of online auction buying. So very briefly, there are two levels of service on offer here. There's the at-home service, for which there is a 5% seller's premium, and there's the concierge service where the car comes here to Barnard Castle. That is 10%, but I'll get to the whole list of goodies packed in with that one in a moment. For buyers, no fee at all. So the price you see, the hammer price, is the price you will pay. So remember folks, you are bidding to buy. This is how auctions work. As part of the at-home service, you can pay £200 to have a full write-up done on your car and a huge selection of photos, usually around 150. The best thing is you only pay that, and you only pay that premium of 5% if the car sells. No sale, no fee. Happy days. Naturally, you can have a reserve if you so wish. The concierge service is 10%. So what do you get for that? Well, for a start, they will collect the car, bring it up here to Barnard Castle, and they will fully clean and detail it for you. But that's not all. They will then get the AA to do a full inspection on the vehicle. So there's a huge number of things they're checking. This is a Jaguar that was sold here fairly recently, and there's just a huge list of things that will be checked. And you know, road holding and stability, all this will be checked. Whether it's overheating, they'll go over the car, check for rust. It's an inspection that lasts a goodly amount of time, so that adds a certain amount of confidence, both for the seller, so they know what they're actually selling, they get a good report on it, and for the buyer, they can have confidence. And of course, with the cars being here where they have a showroom in Barnard Castle, you're welcome to come and inspect the car. You can send someone to inspect the car. This is something that doesn't always happen in the world of auctions, so there's a bit more freedom, a bit more security. But what we'll always say, buyer beware. This is the way auctions work. No warranty is given or implied. You must be satisfied that the vehicle is matching your expectations. Like this rather nice Capri in which I find myself. Payments are handled by a third-party escrow system, and you only pay up once the car is firmly yours, i.e. it's loaded, ready to be taken away, or you've come to collect it yourself. Payment goes through, happy days. So I think this is a really interesting way to sell a car, because for a lot of people, they don't really want the hassle of selling a car. And the concierge service means you haven't even got to see people who are interested in your car. It's all handled here. And that 10% seems fair enough given the work involved. Also love the fact there's no buyer's fee. So a bit like a certain other famous internet auction site of which you may be aware, but a lot more security because the cars have been through a thorough inspection. And they know their onions here. There is a sister company, Carrozzery, next door, where they're doing amazing restoration work on a whole heap of cars. So thank you, Bidding Classics, for supporting what we do here on Hubnut. Do go and check out the description below and you can find out more about the services on offer here. We've already done a test on this vehicle and another one here, so you can expect to see those in the coming weeks. But otherwise, I shall say thank you for watching, and I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.